Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our regular Board of Education meeting. It's December 11th, 2023. Please stand and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The mission of the White Plains Public Schools is to educate and inspire all students while nurturing their dreams so they learn continually, think critically, pursue their aspirations, and contribute to a diverse and dynamic world. Next, I would ask for us if we have any comments to keep them short so that we can proceed with tonight's agenda. Thank you. Go ahead.
I'll mention a few things and I'll save my longer thing for later. So I spent a lot of time at Highlands recently and attended the American Education Week presentation and guidance night. So I was pleased to be there and to hear the presentations, also the honor roll assembly, which was quite nice, and also with Rosemary attended a Westchester Putnam School Boards Association webinar on the tax cap.
Yes, thank you. Okay, thank you. And that was very informative. I'll ask that I was able to join the CSCA at their end of year celebration. And it was just a nice time to get together with everyone and just really say thank you for all you do all year, every day for our students. Next, we'll move to our superintendent's report.
Thank you, President Eller, and good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Such a great audience tonight. I know what's going to happen after we give out the awards, so I'm just going to enjoy it now. And happy holidays, of course. We want to make a slight shift in the agenda, if that's possible, in deference to everybody's time, and also so that we can celebrate some of our faculty members who are receiving mid-year tenure as well. So, Madam President, if we can move to the consent agenda first, then we'll move to scholar athletes. Then we'll have our student liaisons give us an update. We'll take a short break, so those of you who are going to leave will be able to leave. And then we'll have a construction update and move to the regular agenda. That's okay.
Thank you for that. So, may I have a motion for summary action items 4 through 8?
So moved.
Yes. First, I'd like to draw your attention to item 4B and thank all of our generous donors this evening. We have a $500 donation for the Frank A. Schmidt Memorial Music Award from Mr. and Mrs. James Baker, a $2,500 donation from the County Chamber of Commerce, Inc., for students at the high school Incubator EDU classes for class projects and supplies. That's up to, I think, $5,000 right now for Incubator EDU. It's fantastic. $2,020 donation from the Friends of the White Plains Public Schools to cover 2 grants as follows: $1,020 grant to fund a Rochambeau student trip to the escape room in White Plains, and a $1,000 grant to fund a lunch for girls studying calculus at White Plains High School. We also have a donation of 100 Entenmann's donuts and hot cocoa packets for the winter games at George Washington Elementary School from Stop and Shop. Thank you so much to all of our donors. And I do also want to make mention this evening, if I can ask you to join me for item, switch it around a little bit, right, Ms. Melendez? Yes. It's going to be item I.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
7I.
Yes.
And want to congratulate in advance of the vote our colleagues who will be receiving tenure this evening: Sammy Torres, school counselor at Eastview Middle School; Michelle Basone, as school counselor at the high school; Vicki School Mendez, elementary education teacher at Post Road; Lou Zarapa, elementary education teacher at Church Street. Megan Brannigan, elementary education teacher at Ridgeway. All right, Ms. Brannigan. Melissa Terry, elementary education teacher at Ridgeway. Mr. Robert Peoples, science teacher at Highlands Middle School. Kirsten Calkins at the high school, languages other than English. Congratulations in advance to everyone.
All those in favor? Aye. So if I may, we've done our appointment to tenure. May I ask for those who are here to please stand and give us a wave? You know tenure is a very important night. Tenure is a very important night. We entrust all of our professionals to the future, because these are the students that we educate today that are going to save our future. So we thank you for all that you do, and we wish you all the best in your continued work. Thank you.
And of course, Madam President, we will be inviting all of our tenure recipients back at the conclusion of the academic year to celebrate everybody together again as well.
Thank you. Thank you. So next, we're doing Scholar Athletes.
Next, we're doing Scholar Athletes.
Okay. So next, we're going to welcome Matt Cameron, and we're going to proceed with our Scholar Athlete program.
Ready?
Is it the tenured teachers that are leaving now? Is that the deal? They're hanging out. All right, good. Well, Dr. Ricka, thank you very much. I'd like to thank the Board of Ed for giving us the opportunity tonight to recognize our student athletes who received Scholar Athlete recognition from New York State Public High School Athletic Association. This fall, we had 156 students receive over a 90 average during the first marking period of the varsity athletes. In addition to the 156 students, we have 10 varsity sports. 8 of the 10 varsity teams received Scholar Athlete recognition from the state, which is an amazing accomplishment. So, congratulations. So each year when we do this, the coaches all text me and email me and kind of hit me on the side asking, can I go first? Can I go first? I live on Long Island. I live in Dutchess County. I live here. So the first one that has to come up is our JV tennis coach is going to speak for Coach Stephanie Tock, who's our varsity tennis coach. Coach John Suman came tonight to recognize our varsity girls tennis team, who also were league champions and Scholar Athlete teams. Coach Suman, thank you.
So Stephanie Tock, the varsity coach, can't be here this evening, so she asked for me to step in. Most of these words are hers. She's sorry that she's unable to attend tonight. But she is so proud of the team and their accomplishments, both academic and athletic. Coach Tock wanted to share that this year we had 20 girls on the team, and she is proud of them for earning Scholar Athlete Team Award. They were league champions this year with a record of 14-1. 3 girls went to the postseason individual tournament. Our captain made it to the 3rd round. And our team was seeded 4th in the postseason sectional team tournament. 18 girls are earning individual Scholar Athlete Award tonight. Every senior on our team is one of them. I am proud to read the following names tonight. Our seniors, Mila Hossam. I don't know how many of them are here. Amani Kigod. Ryan Kroskoff, captain. Amber Lau. Come on down. Come on down. And Eva Mendelbaum. Carla Lopez Flores. Sabrina Monsheen. Logan Lent. Samaya Lena. Allison Perselli. and Olivia Wilkins. Our juniors, Lexi Azrin, Jocelyn Galarza, Anya Patel, sophomores, Neela Older, Olivia Tuzel, freshman Nev Mulcahy, and Maya Batista. Thank you to the girls for an incredible season, and thank you to the White Plains Athletic Office for continued support throughout the season. And thank you to the families who have supported our efforts and go above and beyond to make sure the girls have a great experience. Thank you. Congratulations to everyone this evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As we have started our scholar athletes, we do also have another person that I wanted to acknowledge tonight. He is part of our Finance Audit Committee, and he is here tonight. And I just wanted to express to Craig Munshine, if he could just wave, that we appreciate you. We appreciate him in his volunteer capacity on our Finance Audit Committee, and it's a lot of work, but he comes with a lot of knowledge, just a lot of caring for how we manage our finances to support our students and staff, and just to let you know at this time and moment that we really do appreciate what you do. Thank you.
Tennis team can't ask for anything more facility-wise. We have probably the most tennis courts in Westchester County with our 11 courts. Most teams like to come here because they can get both JV and varsity matches in at the same time with no one sitting around. Our next team up was a scholar athlete team, Coach Mike Lambert, our varsity boys soccer team.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to say this is our third year in a row as a scholar athlete team, which is something that I am very proud of to be a part of with these boys. Some of my seniors have really set the culture and the tone for this team to carry this through and to turn us over into the scholar athlete team that I'm very proud of. These boys worked hard in and out of the classroom, hours and hours in the summer, going to class on time, late practices, late games, right? They did it all. So they deserve the recognition. We have 10 boys that achieved an average above a 90. Lucas Antonucci. Xavier Blonde. Diego Castro. Nikola Davidovic. I got it. Sorry, Nico. Francis Farouk. Christopher Moya. Alexander Napoli. Charles Reed. Eric Martinez. And Peter Rubipuya. Congratulations, boys, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. Congratulations, boys soccer. Next up, this team missed by a few players. Our varsity football team had 13 individuals. They missed the team award, but they had 13 varsity players that were 14. Sorry, I made a mistake. 14 students that had over 90 average. Coach Lindberg.
Thank you. Like everybody said, the boys worked really hard. I think that a big thing that I hope the parents understand too is a lot of the reasons why these, not only hard work by the players, but the support from their teachers. I know the football team has benefited greatly from the summer academy and the education part of the summer academy, teaching study skills, stuff like that. I think that all those things that the board has allowed us to have as extra supports. Example now, like we're doing track, and you have a study center for kids before practice with snacks, stuff like that. I think all that things, when you talk about a community and stuff like that, that really helps for all this. And as I look at my list of 14 kids, I think 11 of them are multi-sport athletes. I know like some of them right now are at a hockey game or stuff like that. So they're not just one sport people, which is very difficult these days where kids are pigeonholing. I think we're doing a really good job of making kids. I know like right now track has 20 football players on it, and then we have basketball players, stuff like that. So I think we're doing a really good job at White Plains as a community thing and supporting them in a lot of different ways. So I think everybody should be proud of themselves because between the teachers and the support from the board, stuff like that, I think that's one of the reasons why there's so many student athletes. A lot of the boys are not here, but I'll still recognize them. Like I said, I know there's a hockey game. I know we just had track practice, so some of them were there. I know there's a basketball game tomorrow, so there's only so much time in the day for all these kids. So I'll announce them, but there's only I think 3 or 4 that are actually here tonight. So I have Nicholas Tucci. He's not here. Joey Kittlestat's at a hockey game. Kicker Joe Ferreira, he's swimming. Noah Lee. Luke Brooks is here. Tyler Older is not here currently. Daniel Soto is here. Nicholas Sexton. Jesus Rivera. Chris King. Come on, Chris, people are waiting.
Take your time, Chris. Take your
Good job,
time.
Chris. Brendan Kavanaugh is here. Good job, guys. Anthony Calco. Sean Daly. And John Lee, Jean Louise. So that would be all the football players. Next year we will get the team award. We were close, but a couple classes here and there, So, but thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Mrs. Eller, you'd be happy to know that the snack program that you discussed at one of the board meetings is in full swing. And the students are taking full advantage, I can tell you that. And thanks to Dawn Self and Food Services, she's been excellent. We roll out the cart, the kids come down, and we just keep ordering more and more. So, and that's tied into the tutoring program, which our students who do take advantage of it certainly benefit from it. Next up, and I'm sorry for the order, guys, but I have to try to. We have one of our assistant coaches here, Rebecca, who's here for Coach Gil Martin, who just finished a swim meet. I didn't get the final result. How did we do? Good one? Yeah. Thank you, Rebecca, for our varsity swim team that has a ton of students on there.
Yeah.
Sure. Hi, good evening. I'm Coach Fahey, one of the assistant coaches for the swim team. We had a fantastic year this year. There were many sectional qualifiers for our season, and we had 4 New York State participants. Saskia Aikman finished 7th in the 50-yard freestyle and 9th in the 100-yard freestyle, and that's in the state. Our 200-yard freestyle relay team of Kara Ha, Nicole Aoke, Grace Ricky, and Saskia Aikman finished 6th place in New York State. So congratulations to them. So yes. All right, so I'm going to start reading our names. We have 32 of our swimmers that made Scholar Athlete. We're very proud of them. So I'm going to start reading because I'm not sure who's here. So if you hear your name, please come up to the front. All right, Saskia Aikman. Maya Allen. Angeline Arguelles. Isabella Benjamin, who's our 7th grader. Kayla Berger. Sabrina Benelli. Esperanza Selig Schneider. Gianna Ebert. Nicole Aoke. Cara Ha. Liana Hall Willis. Molly Hazen. Riley Hendrickson. Valeria Hernandez. Julissa Diclo Cruz. Grace Ricky. Kira Hughes. Caitlin Hyatt. Maeve Interligi. Maya Jokahaze. Anastasia Kazanseva. Zoe Kaczynski. Kaylin Lala Kappa. Genesis Leon. Isabella McGuire. Ava McKenzie. Vivi Nguyen. Maeve Pochat. Diane Ramos. Mary Grace Ryan. Alexa Solano. Danya Tandazzo. A few more. Kim Tandazzo. Abigail Vega. And Ava Viola.
Those are good ones.
Congratulations to our swimmers and to all the swimmers. Thank you.
Congratulations, swim team. Next up is boys and girls cross country. Coach Melissa Hidalgo and Coach Fred Singleton. The boys cross country team had 27, and the girls cross country, much smaller team, they had 12. The girls in the fall have 8 sports, 7, and the boys have 3. So.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
So the girls had a tremendous season this fall. We were led by an amazing group of seniors, and we actually were league champions this year. Thank you. We actually had a 1-2 finish with Abby Roman finishing first and Navy Plata coming in second. So now, our scholar athletes. You guys come up and you guys hear your name. Julia Beckman. Caitlin Celentano. Leah Dennis. Keandra Green Walker. Layla Hanbali, Nadia Jones, Olivia Menorki, Inevi Plata, Gianna Priori, Abigail Roman, Bonnie Sani, and Riley Westland. Thank you guys so much for all your support this season.
Could all the boys who are here line up in the aisle, please? Save a little time. We had a team of 34, and 28 of them made Scholar Athlete. Collectively, this group had 27 A minuses, 62 A's, and 100 A pluses. Averaging 6.75 each with grades in the A's. All right. And besides that, they could run too. We were second in the league, and I was thinking last year after we were county champs, what do we have coming back? We did very well. We were second in the league, as I said. We were 8th in the county without 2 of our better guys, and if they had been there, we would have been 4th. And when we went away, 20 of the 25 athletes that went away were freshmen and sophomores. Once the season ended, it's taken us this long to get dry. We were out in the rain for 7 straight weekends, and they did very well, and I'm very proud of this group. For freshmen, Luke Anselmo, Joseph Alata, Pierce Beffett, Connor Dominic, Elias Ercole Kierden. Person with our highest average, Michael Grund. Sam Kaninsky. Justin Lemire. Christian So. Hayden Thal. Max Tal. Our leaders on the course were our sophomores this year. Maximilio Barrera. Declan Brown. Our top runner, Patrick Cave. Justin Jeloshevic. Isaiah Doliner. Michael Mark. William McDermott. And Vincent Poon. Clearly all these people are home studying. Juniors, Jackson Bott, Ryan Chung and Daniel Chung, Kiernan Keene, and Matthew Viola. I'm sorry. We had 4 seniors, and all 4 of them made it, and 2 of them are here. They're both named Matt, and I kidded that this year I saw more Matts than Simone Biles. All right. Seniors, Ellie Gomez, Lucas Rode, and 2 Matts, Matt Sellinger and Matt Welling. Coach Hidalgo and I are proud of both the boys and girls cross country teams, and they're going to be even better next year. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, boys and girls cross country. Caitlin, you're next. You got to drive to Long Island. I heard all about it. Our varsity volleyball team, Team Scholar Athlete Award. Come on down.
Hi, good evening. So our varsity volleyball team this year, we won a Scholar Athlete team as a team, so 75% of the girls had a 90 average or above. Additionally, we had a 12-5 record that we finished the season with. We had a great run into the playoffs. We lost to Mamaroneck in the section semifinals after a great run through the postseason. As far as our individual awards go for the season, Jordan Washington and Isis Richburg both won all conference awards through our section. Additionally, Sequoia Lane won third team All-State, as well as huge award, as well as player of the section, which is actually the highest award that's given throughout Section 1. I know at the end of the day how tired I am after like a long bus ride home from North Rockland at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and I can barely get home and drive home, and then all I have time to do is shower and go to sleep. And I can't imagine what doing all this homework would look like every single one of those nights. So I'm always very impressed every time I go in and I check all of my athletes' grades. Girls, please come up when your name is called. Jordan Washington. Isis Richburg. Kate Costa. Mia Costa. Juliana Novello. Fallon Finucane. Angelique Caceres. And Claire Delgado. Thank you.
Coach Casey, you're up next. Congratulations, volleyball. Field hockey. I think our field hockey team went 100%. I shouldn't have said anything. All right, we're close.
Good evening. My name is Casey Rubenstein. I'm the varsity field hockey coach. Thank you all for being here tonight to come and congratulate and support our student athletes. We often recognize our players for their accomplishments on the field because it's the thing that we can most easily see. But what fans and spectators and the local live film and the Twitter updates don't see is all the time and effort they put into their academics. Like other coaches have said tonight, it's the late night studying after games, it's getting extra help before practice, just managing a rigorous athletic schedule with rigorous coursework. I'm just super impressed and amazed by what my players do every single day and by their work ethic on and off the field. So I'm honored to announce tonight that varsity field hockey is a Scholar Athlete team with an average GPA of 95.7%. Sorry, that got really loud. And that we had 16 out of 19 individual Scholar Athletes this year. Congratulations, ladies. I'm super proud of you. I'm not surprised at all. Keep up the hard work. I can't wait to see what else you achieve this year. And congratulations to all the other student athletes and teams here tonight. So girls, when I call you up, please come walk up, get your pin. Junior, Abby Arndt. Yeah, I think so. Senior captain, Vogue Friend. Junior, Caleb Brogan. Senior, Andrea Navarro. Junior, Sydney Brumberg. Freshman, McKenna Austin. Sophomore, Francesca Marcatulio. Junior, Sophia Gould. Senior captain, Ava Darcy. Senior Captain Genesis Bowman. Senior Captain Chloe Ryan. Senior Sarah O'Rourke. Freshman Alexis Tai. Senior Somia Sawant. Junior Lily Castro. And freshman Caitlin Seguso. Thank you.
Congratulations, field hockey. Next up is first-year coaches. Coach Martin couldn't be here, but our girls varsity soccer team, who has 2 new coaches. Coach Claire. Coach Claire is here, I think. Yep, there she is. Our girls soccer team also won the league championship and made it to the semifinals for the first time in a long time. Congratulations.
Hello. Like Mr. Cameron said, I'm Claire Yergo, and I'm the assistant varsity girls soccer coach. As he said, Martin White fortunately couldn't be here tonight. This season was our first season coaching girls soccer together here in White Plains, and it was very successful. We finished the season as league champions, like we just mentioned, for the second time in program history, and we had an overall record of 10-5-2. We were seeded 5th heading into the playoffs, and we made it all the way to the section semifinals, where we lost to the eventual section champions. But the girls played really well, and we were very proud of them. 13 of our 19 players received postseason awards, including 1 player being named All-Section and another All-Section honorable mention. In addition, Coach White was voted Coach of the Year for our league, which is very impressive in his first year here. And this year we had a young team with only 1 senior, so we're very excited about our future as a soccer program, and we look forward to many more successful seasons and many more Scholar Athlete seasons. And we are proud to present our 13 Scholar Athletes with their pins tonight and celebrate their academic achievements. So when you hear your name, just come on up. We had Captain Paloma Cano, Leah Ferrara, Violetta Figueroa Montoya, Jordan Ford, Ava Galagani, Paige Kieran, Captain Ella Cancello, Sophie Mercer, Lily Obligado, Diana Saka, Izzy Sidley, our trusted manager, Manuela Victoria, and Sophie Weisberg.
So the girls soccer players, just from experience, they usually practice in the off season in a bubble, usually 10 o'clock at night. So they're probably off practicing somewhere, I'm sure. Last but not least, Christina, Coach Christina, our cheer team. Missed out on the team award, but we had 7 individuals. Coach Christina is a first-year coach in the district, and she also teaches in the high school and has been doing an outstanding job with the team. Thank you very much.
So coming in as a new cheerleading coach this year, to say the team stepped up to help make the transition as smooth as possible is an understatement. These girls arrived to practice early to help set up mats, stayed late to help clean up or record practice videos of cheers to post for girls at home who needed to practice, help their teammates during practice when I couldn't spend time with each individual athlete that needed help, and countless other acts of kindness that I'm just forever grateful for. Not only have these girls shown that they are a team player, but they have shown that they could manage their time and maintain great grades. They attended school regularly, attended practice after school, games after practices, and still managed to get above a 90 for quarter 1. So keep up the amazing work, and I'm so incredibly proud of each and every one of you girls. So we have a couple of the girls couldn't be here tonight, which would include our captain, Natalie Fenelon, who also had the highest average out of the whole team, which is awesome. Sarah DeHady, who's also a senior. Senior Jessica Bellantoni, who's here. Come get your pin, Jess. 11th grade, Alana Gray, who is here. 10th grade, Kayla Levis. I don't know if I saw Kayla. And our two 9th graders, Michelle Arias and Olivia Mascara. Congratulations, everybody.
So that concludes our Scholar Athlete presentation for tonight. I do want to thank the Board of Ed for allowing us the opportunity to recognize our student athletes. Thank all of our coaches. Thank the teachers, the administrators in the building, and also for the parents. This certainly would not be possible without all your efforts, so thank you. Scholar Athletes, before you go home to study, if you can just line up in the back, we're going to take a nice picture and put it all over social media.
We're going to take a 10-minute break as well.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, and again, congratulations to our Scholar Athletes and all of our parents and guardians who participated this evening. Next, I'd like to invite up our liaison from White Plains High School. Ladies.
Hi, good evening. My name is Delia. I'm a senior at White Plains High School and one of the student liaisons. So I'll start off with Church Street Elementary School. We want to congratulate them for their PTA membership achievements, and they appreciate all that they do to support their Church Street School Tigers. Grandpas Unite are back this school year to connect with the Tigers, as well as parent classroom visits, book fair, parent workshops were all celebrated during American Education Week at Church Street Elementary School. So they want to thank everyone who joined them and to their community to support and ensure that their Tigers reach their full potential. Finally, their kindergarteners celebrated the 50th day of school in 50s style. So they want to thank their kindergarten team and parents for making that day fun-filled and memorable. At White Plains High School, an exciting day on November 29th as White Plains High School students attended the first annual Audiovisual Summit at Pace University's. Presentations by industry professionals concentrated on audio and visual careers, networking via LinkedIn, tours through a broadcast studio, and vendors showcasing new products were available for our students who went. There was also a great night bragging about all the amazing opportunities for the incoming Tigers. During the 8th grade parent night, from our clubs to our administrators, parents and Tigers learned about all the great opportunities available ahead. The White Plains City School District Educator Pathway Program is an incredible opportunity for Tigers who are interested in becoming future educators. And we would like to thank Ridgeway for welcoming them in and engaging them in rich career experiences and dialogue. And finally, the 31st Annual Holiday Craft Fair with more than 80 vendors selling handmade jewelry, original art, homemade crafts, and much more was an amazing success. Highlands Middle School, So they want to send a big thanks to all who donated meal kits or gifts, cards, donations for all of Highlands' Thanksgiving food drive for 2023. Their generosity was greatly appreciated. The Scholastic Book Fair was a success from December 4th to December 8th, where their students had the opportunity during their critical literacy classes to go purchase a book. And 8th graders enjoyed their trip on the Circle Line during the month of November, as well as the Highlands family will be supporting community members this holiday season who are struggling with gifts and foods. Snowflakes are being adopted, and they represent a student or a sibling of a student in the building who will benefit from that this holiday season. And finally, Rochambeau High School, several Rochambeau seniors took a college tour to Iona University, and they really enjoyed it. And Rochambeau is rocking a new sign this school year, so thank you.
Sorry. Hello, everyone. My name is Frida Lair. I'm the junior year student liaison. So I'll be starting out with Ridgeway. Ridgeway's had a very busy month. There was an American Education Week, which had a wonderful turnout with hundreds of families in attendance. The girls on the run team met their goal of completing a whole 5K, which is a lot better than I could do. They're also in the midst of a service project that will raise money to be donated to a local animal shelter. 17 students from the high school in the Educator Pathway program also showed up at Ridgeway to learn from the teachers, and everyone is looking forward to the winter concert this weekend, Tuesday evening, to demonstrate the hard work of band, orchestra, and chorus. In MAS, the students celebrated American Education Month by inviting families to join with their children in their classrooms to share in the learning. There were many guardian parent workshops. Their buddy system is also up and running and is a big success. You can see pictures of this at the MAS PTA Facebook page. MAS also welcomed high schoolers to learn from the teachers and the elementary school environment. They also kicked off their Kindness Month by participating in One School, One Read of the Mitten Tree by Candace Christensen. They even created their own school-wide mitten tree. Moving on to Eastview, Eastview ran a food drive where they collected about 100 pounds of food for people who need it. There was also a winter concert that was a huge success among the students. Post Road celebrated World Cultures Day, an annual tradition where students visit other classes to learn about different countries. They also celebrated Inclusive Schools Week to honor those with disabilities and promote a sense of belonging. That's all from me. Have a Happy New Year, everybody.
We do also, just as a reminder, have a number of activities that are taking place all throughout the school district in the next couple of weeks. For instance, tomorrow night we have an event at Post Road, which is a showcase, an artistic showcase, and we also have upcoming winter concerts here at the high school over the next couple of days as well. Of course, happy holidays to everybody in the White Plains City School District, and we hope that you have an extraordinary time. We do have the recess that'll be coming up 2 short weeks away. And I want to take a moment to remind everybody to do your best to maintain your wellness throughout the winter months, making sure that we're getting enough exercise and sleep, washing our hands before we eat or put them in our mouths, all those things that we talk about to try to maintain and be as healthy as we possibly can through cold and flu season. Winter weather will undoubtedly be upon us at some point in time, and of course, as always, we'll make sure we communicate as early as we possibly can with all of our community members. Question does come up from time to time. Does the White Plains City School District observe snow days? And the answer is yes, of course we do. And we will make sure that if we do, in fact, have to change our schedule for any type of winter weather, that we communicate that as soon as we possibly can. I also want to congratulate our PTAs at our local, at both our local schools and also district-wide for the many, many, many awards and recognitions they have been receiving over the course of this academic year. Everything from the number of participants at each school level to early bird bonuses, you name it, the White Plains City School District PTAs have been recipients of the awards. Also want to thank the PTA for a fantastic craft fair. A holiday craft fair just took place this past weekend. As always, a really exciting time within the community. Finally, but not least, of course, I'd like to welcome and thank our architects and as well as our construction management team who's here this evening to present an update to the Board of Education. Dr. Carol Teich, Mr. Stefanelli, thank you very much for getting us ready. And I want to introduce from H2M, Joe Mottola and Mike Lantier, and also from Triton, Teddy Sabukas. Did I say it? Yes. John Hanson, Fred Camilli, and Chris Pearson, who are here this evening to give the board their update. Thanks, gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here.
Good evening, everybody. Joe Mottola from H2M, Architects and Engineers, standing in tonight for Robert B. Bob has his daughter's middle school concert tonight, so he asked me to stand in. And this is Chris Pearson. Have you met?
No.
Okay, you can introduce yourself.
I'll keep it real short. Chris Pearson, Senior VP with Triton for about 20 years or so, and I came on to the White Plains Triton team to support Vice President Teddy Sabukis, pre-construction project manager John Hanson, and in the field project manager Fred Camilli. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, John's going to control it for us, Chris. All right. So tonight we are happy to be here to give the board and the public a high-level overview of where we are with construction on the work that's going on within the district at this point. So Chris and I will bounce back and forth between the slides.
Starting with the HVAC and the filtration projects, separating from the bond and renovation projects, right? These first couple of slides all deal with the HVAC side. And as you can see, Church, Eastview, and George Washington, all 95% or better complete. All right, that means everything's in and just pending final commissioning, and which really needs to wait closer into the springtime. We're still working out a few bugs with the EMF system, which is the part of the DDC system that controls it, but that's all getting there, and it's very, very close. Obviously, efforts at the high school and Highlands keep on going, larger projects that will be ready to be commissioned in spring of 24. There is, at Highlands, between Con Ed and lead time on electrical panel, that AC program will most likely start in the summer of 24. In the interim, though, there's heat throughout all these projects, and the heat was on all of them, I think, circa September 15th or so. Staying with the HVAC program, we've recently awarded successfully, and I believe it's in resolution in the board packet tonight, HVAC upgrades at both Mamaroneck and Ridgeway, both to very competent prime contractors that have been successful here in the district before, Healy Electric and Bertucci HVAC. One thing to note that came out during the scope reviews was the air conditioning. Again, this will be the same thing. The HVAC project will go ahead starting on an after-hours basis in the spring, and then hitting it hard in the summer to get heat ready for that upcoming fall and winter. But due to about a year lead time on the switch gear, AC most likely at both of these projects won't be able to be turned on until the summer of 25. Okay, and then the last HVAC project that's going to go out as part of the renovation phase for Rochambeau, the design for all that will be starting at the beginning of this new year and looking to award that in the fall of 2024.
About the lead time, so that's a standard thing.
It's a new 2,500 amp switchboard panel, so it's not one of your standard wall panels that you'd see in a warm, but it's the actual switch gear. It's large. It's about 6 feet tall. And what's happened throughout the industry is that these switch gear is comprised of components assembled from like all over the, I don't want to say all over the world, but they're weird widgets that got to come from strange places that aren't necessarily in the U.S. So.
Thank you for answering.
It's an industry-wide issue right now and an industry-wide problem. So, really, we wanted to, on this slide, just take a moment to share with the board. We have some change orders that are coming up on the HVAC and air infiltration project. This is specifically at the high school and at George Washington. And these are for some additional unit ventilators that are required, 5 at the high school and 4 at George Washington. This was determined during construction when we began to pull the building apart, and it was determined that some of the runs where we are putting the refrigerant piping need to be shortened up. And as a result of that, there are 5 being added at the high school. Daikin is the equipment manufacturer. They are paying for those. They are donating those. So the change orders coming up, which currently need to be negotiated out by Atrium and Triton, really are for the electrical components to provide power to those units, as well as for the installation of those units as well. So. This is something that in January, when we come back to the board, we're going to be hopefully seeking approval on these. So, the next slide just demonstrates, and Bob has handled this, but there were committee meetings that went on at all of the schools on the left side of the screen. All of those, so it's really the committee meetings for the libraries and for the kitchens. All of those have been conducted, done, moving on. And on the right side of the screen, top White Plains High School committee meetings have happened there as well. The bottom project, the White Plains High School Phase 2, that has not started yet, so those committee meetings have yet to happen, but they will at the appropriate time.
We currently have a permit for the Damon House demolition. We'll be going out for bid early in the next year, early in 2024 on that to start getting bids, going out for bids, collecting, getting proposals and vetting those, and to make an award in the first quarter of 24. All right. Now, since we had previously, for what's been awarded, there was a BOE award back in October 10th for the interior renovations at the high school. The interior renovation project was essentially ceiling work, the sports turf field, track and lighting upgrades. So a little update here. Those were 3 contracts. DeRosa for the turf field and the track, ER Electric for the lighting upgrades, and then Mount Olympus for all the ceiling, GC ceiling work in the high school. There's been after the notice to proceed was given place to process their insurance and their bonds, they were unable to do that as per spec, okay? Couldn't meet the requisite limitations for the insurance, and also couldn't supply the bonds. So we've we gave them some time to work this out, and just became apparent that wasn't going to happen. So we pulled they provided a letter of withdrawal. We vetted out second lowest bidder, Vinco, who had the full scopes, got the right insurance, provide documentation. He's got the proper insurance. He's been a very competent contractor that we've worked with in the past. Has not worked in the district before, but very good references. And so that resolution is, I believe, within the board packet tonight to switch out contracts here. We are also going to approach and pursue the bid bond from Mount Olympus, and so we're starting all that. And in terms of other bids being evaluated, there was one other bid where there was a lot of participation for GW bathroom renovation. We had about 9 different bids. We've interviewed the 3 low bidders so far. All 3 of the low bidders are seemingly new to the school market and definitely new to White Plains School District. So knowing that there weren't heavy equipment lead times similar to HVAC projects, we're doing a deeper dive on the full reference checks, 6 reference checks for each of the 3 bidders, making sure the insurance is going to work out, make sure their bonds are going to be as per spec. And then so the intent is to make a board recommendation for that scope in January. We've talked about the HVAC program that's been going on throughout the district. We've talked about what's currently been awarded or currently being evaluated. And this is a quick snapshot, shows the actual work that the plan that we're trying to hit in the summer of 2024 as opposed to the summer of 2025. And I'm just going to read it off quickly here. And again, these following GW, Church Street, White Plains High School, Mamaroneck, Ridgeway, these projects are all intended to be submitted to SED by the 20th December. Okay, and the idea is to have this work approved and bid and awarded so we can do the work in summer. Now, it's dependent, this is, there in parentheses there, it is dependent on SED timeframes. It's ranging, John, anywhere from 16 to 18 weeks at this point.
So that would have expedited, right? Yeah, yeah. Right, right.
And so again, the work on table that we want to try to make happen in summer of 2024 is the at GW, the gym ventilators, the cafeteria, and the kitchens. At Church Street, again, the cafeteria and the library renoscope. At the high school, the White Plains High School, the casework replacement at the music rooms, Mamaroneck, roof recoating, and the library renovation. And at Ridgeway Elementary, the library renovation as well. And then Rochambeau, the full design program starts beginning of the new year in January with an SED submission in July. And then again, just separating out the work anticipated to happen in the summer of 2025. There'll be Church Street corridor renovations, the front door renovation, the cafeteria window replacement at the White Plains High School, the air handler and ventilation, the ADA access at Building E, and Project Lead the Way. And then Mamaroneck, again, the corridor renovations, ADA improvements at the music room, and at Eastview, the Innovation Lab renovation.
The last slide that we have is White Plains High School, the addition. And really, we just want to take a moment just to talk about the schedule. Schematic design, drawings SD, 30% were submitted to Triton Construction for budgeting, and those were submitted on November 17th. Schematic estimate is in progress, and they should have it on or about 12/22, so the end of this month. DD, design development, 60% documents is scheduled to be completed and submitted to Triton for costing by November 19th of January 19th of 24. And we are shooting to get these documents up to SED 90% documents by the 5th of April. Bid and award, Damon House, which we already have the permit for. We're going to bid that and award those contracts by the beginning of March. The addition, we're anticipating a permit end of August. And again, you heard John speak a moment ago about some of the constraints with SED at this point. If we can do that, we can bid and award those contracts by the end of October and getting it to construction. Damon House will be done, demolished over the summer, 2024. And we are hopeful and very hopeful that we can get a shovel in the ground for the addition at the high school by the beginning of November, and that would put us substantially complete. Summer, middle of July 26. So that's the way the schedule is shaping up right now. That's real based upon where we feel we are at with the documents, budgeting, and what we're seeing from SED. And we're going to do everything within our power to stick with that. Obviously, we don't control SED. So that was our report. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Just on the switchgear. Sorry, John. Just on the switchgear. Is there a chance at all that the lead time could be shorter than that worst case scenario, or is that we're pretty sure?
To be totally honest with you, like Teddy said, it's been getting better, right? But I mean, I think you were talking better. It's a matter of
Couple days?
weeks.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not a matter of months.
Not even worth it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Is it that they're understaffed, or are there so many building projects going on?
Thank you.
it gets better.
This is helpful. Yeah. No, I agree. It's kind of runs at their pace because I think they've got supply issues as well and other demands. With regard to the vendor that we're replacing this evening, just I had an opportunity to look back to when it was originally awarded. I see this vendor, it's a third more for this other vendor, it looks like, than the original award. So, right, there's about 1.2 million tonight versus 841. Yeah, right. I mean, and they put it in, and I know you mentioned that you're seeking recourse, right? So as we look towards the project, it'd be good also to get the updates on the budget. You you spoke of the different change orders that we could be seeing moving forward. So as we're at a kind of a good checkpoint, to see where we look with change orders at the original, what we thought the original estimates would be for change orders, as far as kind of percentages. Are we looking at 15 or 20%? What we see it as, and then forecasting it forward, how we think it's going to shake out for the rest of the project. Because obviously you could be a year away from bidding some items right now, depending on how state ed pushes paperwork or what have you. So I know there's going to be, and the contractors, of course, are going to hedge themselves when they bid these projects. They have to. So again, just not for this evening, but as we look forward, forward through the project, how we're kind of sitting on that.
Yeah, just so you know, we're less than 2% on change orders right now. So we're in good shape, but we will have, for the next meeting, we will have a more detailed report. Again, we'll keep it high level, but more detailed for you.
Great, thank you.
Maybe saying the exact same thing, and Teddy will cut me off if I go off base here, but like change orders, we're obviously hard vetting. What's the scope? What's the dynamics of the scope? What's the manpower? Is he carrying the right rates? And in the larger picture, I think it's going to be somewhere end of spring where we'll have gone through, awarded some more packages, more scope, but also been through a series of estimates on the high school itself. So we're going to be at a point, besides the nuts and bolts of squeezing down on change orders, I think to be able to forecast, to your question, forecast where we are overall budget-wise, because we'll be through a round of estimates, we'll be around through more scope that's been awarded.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a bunch. It's kind of taking each of the small estimates and then aggregating them up. But as a small example, this one this evening was 841 the target price, or was 1.2 the target price? And then we will see. As you reconcile that out, it'd be interesting to see how that plays for the entire project. Yeah, or was it 1.5? Right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to take it until you can't. Yep. That's helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great holiday. I wanted to thank the board. The holiday season, as we all know, is not always the easiest time for many families. And one of the things that we have been discussing, and as you know, we've been discussing as a community, making sure we're being as supportive as we possibly can for all of our children and their families, not only throughout the year, but especially during the holiday season. We, as everyone has known and we've talked about, have seen a couple of incidents at some of our schools with our children related to their behavior, misbehavior, mistaken behavior, and then just really, to be frank, behavior that is anathema to everything that we believe in terms of our school communities. Our principals, our faculty and staff members, our students, parents and guardians, everyone has been working together to reinforce what our expectations are. But I also wanted to take a moment to thank the board. I know you always come together quickly and to provide all of the supports that you can from your seats to us so that we can better serve our children. It's greatly appreciated. We'll continue to give you updates, but I also want to thank our principals and our support staff members at the building level, as well as our faculty and staff members in classrooms for continuing to assist. And we'll keep working hard to support our kids and their families, and keeping you updated as well to the overall climate and culture in all of our buildings. And that's my 2-hour superintendent's update.
Thank you, Dr. Ricka.
I'm gonna go back to the first.
Thank you. Just to go, continue on our agenda. Next, will there be any public participation? The board will entertain comments from the public on any issue with a time limit of 3 minutes per person and a maximum time limit of 25. Please protect the privacy of anyone you may wish to discuss, and the superintendent and our assistant superintendents are happy to speak to you on matters of a more personal nature. I see we have no. Do we have any public participation? No? Okay. So next, since we did our summary action items, we can move to our individual, and thank you for allowing us to do that so that our 10-year awardees as well as our scholar athletes had a maximum audience.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so next, if I can just get my thing to move, we'll go to individual action items. The first is the recommended approval of an overnight out-of-state field trip for the White Plains High School varsity softball team. May I have a motion?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yay. Next, we have the recommended approval of an overnight field trip for the White Plains High School varsity baseball team. May I have a motion? Second. Are there any questions? Who second?
I did.
Cheryl.
Chelsea second base.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll take a
And
swing at it.
we're going through these individual action items, and they're really great opportunities for our student athletes. And I can speak to that because I was a student athlete, and these trips are very meaningful. And it prepares them for, who knows, to go to college and be athletes. But they're very meaningful in terms of development, athletically, and to, have a little fun. So. Next, we have the recommended approval of an overnight field trip for the White Plains High School varsity baseball team.
Track team.
Track team. I'm sorry.
This looks like the Penn Relays.
Yeah. Yes. And let me tell you, going to Penn Relays is like none other. I anchored the winning 400 relay in college my freshman year at Penn Relay. So, we have the recommended approval of the overnight field trip for the White Plains High School varsity track team. May I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yay.
Just win.
Huh?
They just have to win.
Yes. Come home. Come
All
home
of
with
it.
the hardware. Next, we have the recommended action of authorization of the board president to execute an employment amendment to an employment agreement. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And as we go to the next one, our next individual action item is the recommended approval to amend the appointment of Catherine Varsopoulos, Director of Elementary Teaching, Learning, and Assessment, pre-K through district-wide, for the specified administrative range, prorated for dates of service. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next is really interesting.
Labor of love.
Next is the first reading for the number of about 7 policies, 8 maybe, that the policy committee,
Who's counting?
yeah, well, how many is it?
We've got another
How many?
15 to go.
Oh, no, this one.
Right, I know.
Just this one. And so, the policy committee meets and goes through these policies to make sure all the important updates are captured and that they are grammatically correct.
And truthfully, correcting a lot of the information that comes to us in the templates.
And some of us have a better talent than others in catching the space to one space, two space, semicolon, colon, period, two spaces. Some of us are better than that.
Angling parts.
Yes, but I must say this last one was actually a little fun, if I could say that. So we're presenting, we have policies presenting for the first reading, 100 non-discrimination and equal opportunity, 110.2 sexual harassment in the workplace, 110.2E sexual harassment in the workplace, the exhibit, policy 4321 programs for students with disabilities under the IDEA and New York's education law, article number 89, 4772 graduation ceremonies, 8412.5 alcohol and drug testing drivers, 8414.5R alcohol and drug testing drivers, the exhibit, 8414.5E alcohol and drug testing drivers regulation. This is our first reading. May I have a motion, I guess, for the first reading? Do we need to? I guess so.
Just do it. No, we don't.
We don't need to
We
because
don't.
it's right there.
We just
Okay.
do it.
Just announce it.
I do, can I just say, we're laughing a little bit, but the amount of time it takes to go through the policy, I do want to thank the committee. It's a lot of time, a lot of reviewing, and they're also very, very important. I'm really proud that our policy manual's updated regularly, especially considering changes in law. So it's great that we're continuing along this path and making sure that all of our policies are being reviewed up to date annually.
I'm now on 3 policy committees for 3 boards. So those are my weekends.
Well, hopefully you
Yes.
take a break. Because we're taking one. Okay, next we'll go to our board committee reports. I am happy to report that HR did meet as a committee of the whole, and as that is confidential, we can't, disclose anything, but we did meet. We also, for finance audit, we did meet, and that is one of the items for board discussion. And one of the things that we did, we are interviewing for the new community member to the finance committee, and it's really exciting and very rewarding to see that at least 4 people from the community were interested in being part of the finance committee, and it's not an easy job. We do like to have people with that type of experience. We're looking for them to really give us honest input on the work that we do and the monies that we manage for the benefit of our staff and students. So we did those interviews, and we'll come together briefly to really discuss who we feel will be most suitable. But the good thing was that people are watching, and they stepped up, and people on the finance committee are long-timers, let me tell you. And recognize Craig Munshine. How long has he been there? It's almost a decade now. Yeah, and he is a brilliant mind. He's so smart. It is incredible, and we even have fun there too. You can imagine. Where else did I go for meeting? I think that's it. So, any other report outs?
I think I'm the only one here from the curriculum committee tonight. So I will mention that we looked at new courses that we want to consider, for next year. And I want to put it in the context of, sort of continual improvement. I am so proud of the school district that we are always looking for ways to make things better. And even I was looking at the recording of the safety committee, and we are constantly looking at what we do really well, and we're ahead of the curve when it comes to other school districts, but we're always looking for what could we do better? How can we improve our practices? And so this is particularly true with curriculum, that we look at ways to strengthen our offerings, to formalize some programs into actual coursework that will benefit our students. And so as we go through the instructional budget development, this will be part of it. So thank you. Special Ed Committee also met, and we actually visited Highlands and went to see the SAIL classes. And all the SAIL classes for grades 6, 7, and 8 are now housed at Highlands. They include students with autism and developmental disabilities. The classes are mixed and differentiated. And it was really impressive to see the intentionality that the staff really put into their interactions with the students. There's been a lot of professional development, work on life skills and behavior and academics to increase student independence. Also alignment from the elementary school to the middle school. So it was really impressive to see the progress that's been made. And then the last thing I'd like to talk about, which I spared everyone from the beginning of the meeting, is that I did attend the New York State School Boards Association board meeting up in Albany. And so I wanted to mention that we had a presentation on the Blue Ribbon Commission's work. And Angelique Johnson-Dingle from SED and Susan Littman, who was NISBA's liaison to the Blue Ribbon Committee, did this presentation and really talked about sort of the integrity of the process, that it was not some preconceived, results that, SED was somehow imposing, that it really was organic, and that the priorities were to create equity and ensure that New York State students have the knowledge and skills necessary for their future success. And they looked at multiple pathways leading to one diploma, a review of assessment flexibility, an understanding of meaningful life-ready credentials that count toward graduation, and culturally responsive curriculum, instruction, and assessment. They want graduates to be global citizens, effective communicators, critical thinkers, literate across content areas, innovative problem solvers, and have cultural competence, ready for college, careers, and civic engagement. There's a lot of material that's been posted online and sent out by the New York State School Boards Association. So I really urge everyone to look at that. But the idea is really to increase opportunities and access for students and creating the ways for students to demonstrate their knowledge. So it was very impressive. I also want to say that the annual business meeting that Rosemary attended as our White Plains School Board delegate, I attended as an observer, which went on for 8 hours, literally 8 hours.
Don't remind me. I cannot get that
right.
back.
So I offered a lot of feedback. Probably a number of people offered a lot of feedback back to the New York State School Boards Association. And there was a recommendation that was adopted to create a task force to look at changes in how that business meeting can be
Needs to occur,
streamlined in some way, shape, or form.
That's right, and I can't get
There
that
were
that
56
high.
resolutions, they were debated, they were discussed.
I cannot get that
So whether it becomes 2 meetings, whether there are limitations put on debate, it remains to be seen. And then the last thing I just wanted to mention about this was that there are, we looked at, so one of the elements of the strategic plan for the New York State School Boards Association is strengthening board superintendent relationships. And so there is consideration of perhaps creating board president retreats, especially for new presidents and or new superintendents, but really to, engage in that relationship and strengthen that relationship, and also looking at a service to perhaps engage school boards in how to prepare for looking for a new superintendent, which is not our issue at all, but for others.
You don't have to qualify.
So, just saying. So,
thank you.
Okay.
Just leave it.
If it's all right, I got two items also that I could
Okay.
add. Obviously, the girls swimming, they had their relay in upstate New York, in Webster, New York. I was fortunate enough to be the parent of one of the swimmers. Nothing like driving 12 hours for 4 minutes of swimming. But again, it was really terrific to see all of the young swimmers there and see the event.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem quite fair that for all the entire state of New York, the championship is in Rochester. That was kind of
Not central.
I think about honestly, you think about the Long Island kids and how far of a ride that is.
Yeah.
It is quite a ride. But it was a beautiful facility, and again, it was really nice. The other part is I had an opportunity to get a tour of Post Road School in Highlands Middle School, looking at some of the work that's being done at Highlands that was kind of discussed this evening. And also, just so people have a remember about Post Road School, it's in its 15th year right now. And it's one of the newer schools in the county, one of the newer elementary schools, but it has geothermal heat pumps, and that's something that I remember. Before I was on the board, and it was something that was, I think, very important, and it was an important selling point to the voters when the project was approved, and it's still something that's I think becoming much more well known and more attractive to a lot of different places, and we had a great opportunity to learn more about the system. Thank you, Frank Stefanelli, and again, the buildings look terrific, even at the end of the day, and that says a lot to the facilities department and the work of getting the buildings back together. And certainly, I know the people that I shared some time with and looking at the building were impressed by the work that was being done and the condition of the buildings and everything about it. So it was nice to be a part of that, and I appreciate your time. And everything that you've done, obviously. This is your last full-time meeting, but I know we'll see you again. And again, thank you so much for that time. And I think the feedback from it was very positive. It spoke very positively to the White Plains schools and how those buildings show. So thank you.
I see you raise your hand. We don't typically, this is a little out of, but go ahead, because we're so crowded.
It's done. Item I. Item I believe. I think that happened during, congratulations. It's going to be great. We're looking forward to you have a great season.
Yes. Oh, geez,
For skiing,
Oh,
absolutely.
for skiing. So awesome.
Thank
Okay.
thank you
I
for,
saw. I thought you
thank
wanted
you for
to
being here. Thank you for
speak.
doing it.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks for coming.
Yes. You thanked us. Go for it. Go
Very
for it.
welcome.
Nice
Well,
to
thank
see
you
you
for
in
coming.
person,
Yeah.
and good
So
luck.
just so that
see you
now
at
that we
Scholar
see you in
Athletes,
person, how are you feeling about this? And all the best. Like this is great. This is a first in skiing. You're a trailblazer, literally. But
Thank you.
You're going to do great.
And you'll do great. Keep us posted, okay? Okay. No, it's okay. I thought you wanted to speak publicly, and I kept looking over there, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. So we're all set there.
Just one last item, Madam President. I just want to let the board know that I will be representing the district tomorrow at the anti-Semitism conference at the Greenberg Public Library. I'll be sure to bring back any information that I receive that's new information for the board to consider tomorrow as well.
Thank you. Just a couple things here. So just to finish out our agenda, the last two items, there's the district-wide safety team minutes on the agenda with the attachment then that's just for your review. And our audit committee meeting, it's there. It details what I spoke about the interviews. And before we go, I just wanted to note that Kane couldn't be with us tonight. Another commitment, but also just to give our board member Charlie a shout out. He's recovering from a hip procedure. He would want to be here. Let me tell you. I think he considered coming over, and he had to be told to stand down and literally
sit
just
down.
sit down, sit down and rest. So, just wanted to give him a shout out. Also, John Shepard and John Misavage, thank you. This was a big night, and you did it masterfully. And lastly, this is a season, everyone says it's a season of gratitude. I think our lives are a continual season of gratitude, but this is the time where we celebrate. No matter what we celebrate, I just wish you all the best of everything that you want in your heart's desire, and that you all are happy and safe. For all of us, all of the families that were here and represented tonight, have a great holiday season.
Healthy and
Happy
happy.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
See you in the new
May I
year.
have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Yay. Congratulations.